Welcome to Unit 4, Lesson 6, and your homework. Questions 1, 2, and 3 all have the same format. Let's get started. Looking at Part A, you are going to complete the statement about how you would solve this equation. And in Part B, you're actually going to solve it. What is the solution to the equation? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to guide ourselves through the equation using these 4 options that we have here to follow along with what they're suggesting. This is by no means the only way to do it, but this is the suggested way. The very first thing we're looking at, first step, is we are going to collect or distribute like terms. In this case, I would say that we want to collect like terms on each side so that we can simplify the equation. Let's see what that looks like. We would go from here, 2 times b plus 8 minus 5 times b plus 3. We'll just focus on the expression on the left first. I have 2 times b and a minus 5 times b, so let's just rewrite that. So we see 2 times b plus, actually, sorry, it's not going to be a plus. We're just going to be moving things around. Minus 5 times b plus 8 plus 3. And by moving them around, this is what we call the commutative property, meaning moving things about, but not changing its value. You notice we took the minus sign with the 5b and kept it with it. 2b minus 5b is a minus 3b plus 8 and 3 is 11. Okay, this expression is now simplified. Let's simplify the expression on the left. We have negative 13 plus 8 times b minus 5. Negative 13 minus 5 plus 8b. You could put the 8b first. It's up to you. But I just kind of followed the order just based on what it was. This gives us some negative 18 plus 8 times b. So what has gone from a very large equation now looks like something that's just a little bit simpler, and I'm ready to move on to my next step. We're supposed to do something with 18. So we're looking over the expression on the right. We have a negative 18. Will we add that or will we subtract that? We would have to add that to eliminate it. So let's go ahead and add the 18 to both sides, to both expressions on the constant. That way we eliminate this constant, leaving us with just 8 times b. And over here, that leaves us with a minus 3b plus 29. All right, next step. Saying select a choice. What am I going to do with that 3b? Would I add or subtract? Since it's a negative 3b, what we want to do is go ahead and add 3b to each side. 3 times b here to eliminate that constant or that variable here. Add 3 times b here. And what I'm left with is 29 is equal to 11 times b. And then the final step, it says to do this each side by 11. We want to, since I see 11 times b, the opposite of that is divide. So we want to divide by 11. Divide by 11. And then what I'm left with is b equals 29 elevenths. When you put your answer in there, use that tool right there to make a fraction, 29 elevenths. Before you get all done, I want you to go back and substitute. Use your calculator, substitute back in 2 times 29 elevenths plus 8 minus 5 times 29 elevenths plus 3, and find out if that's really equal, if it's really a true solution to negative 13 plus 8 times 29 elevenths minus 5. Verify that this is really true when x is 29 elevenths. Okay, and you'll be doing that on each of the next 3 problems. So the next question, you'll do the exact same thing. I would suggest slow down a little bit, follow along, take a look at what are my options, collect like terms on the left side or right side, distribute. Just take your time step by step and then verify what your solution is. When you get all done solving, verify the solution for x. Make sure that you're correct. Number 3, exact same thing. again. And then number 4. Whoops, this one, actually, when you see your homework, I'm going to take this one out. You've already solved 3 other equations. I'm not going to put another one in there for you to solve 3 more, so disregard this one. I will give you a different, I'll cut that out of the homework. I thought I already did. And then this one, Elena says the equation 9 times x plus 15 is equal to 3 times x plus 15 has no solution because 9x is greater than 3x. Do you agree with Elena? Yes or no? Plain and simple. I'm going to let you figure this one out and make a decision. And the final one's a review question. Complete the table. Use decimal form if necessary. Okay, decimal form if necessary, which means that if it comes out to a decimal, it's going to be a decimal. We need to look and see what are our changes in x, what are our changes in y, see if we can get that part figured out. Look at the table, look at the graph. How are we changing and how are we going to come up with these values that we're after? We're going to take a look down here below and see what we're after. Before we do that, I should point out this is a proportional relationship. And what do we mean by a proportional relationship? Well, we mean that y divided by x is equal to k. And that means that this divided by this should equal the exact same thing all the way through the table. So whatever we're doing, what we're arriving as a base is 21/14, which can simplify down, divide both of them by 7 to 3/2. And so that means that y divided by k has to be equal to 1.5 or 1 5/10 all the way through. So give that a roll, give that a good effort to get it figured out for how those pieces are. What does it mean by this? Well, complete the equation, use decimal form as necessary. This is what I just figured out. So we have 1 5/10 for the relationship. Some number divided by 64 is 1 5/10. In this case, we just work backwards. So this would be y divided by 64 equals 1 5/10. This one right here, the third one, we already have the y, so it's going to be 39 divided by something is 1 5/10. And then the last one, we have something divided by 1 is 1 5/10. That one's pretty simple. I'll just go ahead and give it to you. But I need you to figure out the other 2 boxes to be able to figure out the values that are there. Going through the bottom, part B, or part C, excuse me, which graph correctly shows the relationship and all points in the table. You're going to have to look at graph A and graph B very carefully compared to the data that you just came up with on these, and look for big points that come with that. You'll see that one of the graphs is going by intervals of 5 and the other graph is in intervals of 10. So which one of these actually shows the accurate values of this? I would suggest that what you want to look at is nice integer ordered pairs on both of these tables, or both these graphs, excuse me. Is it A? Is it B? Is it both? Give it a shot. That's it for the homework. Let me know if you have questions. Have a great day.